11 in the NFL,
the National Football League
season.
Yes.
My guy, Pat McGrath is right here with us.
Sure.
Your Pat McGrath, my Pat McGrath, our Patrick McGrath.
Yep.
So, let's go into Thursday. Some of you will get that, by the way, some of you won't. Thursdays, actually, anybody who comments in the comment section below and tells me where that little opening was from, the my guy and the my and the yours and the ours.
It's a football Friday. Oh, yes it is.
So anybody who comments in the comment section, first person that does that will win a prize. Anyway, Thursday we had what I believe to be one of the better games of the week, and it wasn't even a contest. Pittsburgh decided to, just as EDP would say, the C word all up in their face. A three-letter word. So 52-21, Roethlisberger 328 yards, 22 of 25, 5 touchdowns. And look, you know, here's the thing though. For all of you Pittsburgh Steelers, I almost said Penguins, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, calm down. Every year, towards around this time of year, the Pittsburgh offense looks like a juggernaut.
Yep. And
then usually in the playoffs, nothing happens. So,
correct.
You know, it's great. It's a nice, as Mad Dog would say, Thursday, November 8th. It's not like, you know, you're in a Week 10 matchup against the Carolina Panthers here.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're in an AFC Championship game against either New England or Kansas City here,
correct,
and you have to go through Arrowhead or Foxborough.
Yep.
But that's the deal there. There's really not much to say about that. Now, let's go to Fat Matt Patricia and Paul Pascalone's.
Yep.
And Chicago took care of business. And Trubisky, is he like the most worst... I'm trying to think how to say this. Is it Trubisky, or is it the fact that... It's the same question I had earlier in the season. Is it Goff or is it the players around him? Is it Trubisky or is it the players around him?
There's no comparison between Goff and Trubisky.
Goff is better.
No question.
Okay.
Trubisky was or is a guy who's in his second year of being an NFL quarterback. Last year he went through the normal rookie growing pains. You know, the thing with Trubisky, and something that he's always going to have to be put up against, is that the Bears mortgaged everything to get him. They traded up.
Yeah, it made no sense.
Well, what I'm trying to say is now he has to, whether he likes it or not, he always has to compete against the value of what he was drafted at. Meaning he wasn't the 15th pick overall or a second rounder where it's a good value. They literally gave up enough to, you know, draft whoever was in the top 5 or top 3 that year. And now with that being said, you know, they're 6-3 right now. The defense is playing extremely well. The offensive line is playing well. Trubisky's doing what he needs to do to win football games. Is he a guy that can probably win a playoff game? Probably not. Is he a guy that can extend in the playoffs? He's probably too young to do that. But at the same time, the way you look at the Bears is no one thought that they'd be 6-3 right now. No one thought that they'd be winning the division right now, the NFC North. And if you did, that you're not telling the truth. So I think you got to take it for what it's worth. Is he ever going to be, you know, Dan Marino or John Elway or Aaron Rodgers or, you know, Tom Brady or Ben Roethlisberger or, you know, Phillip Rivers? Right now, it's probably no, but he's only 2 years in, and I think he's done a good job overall. Anytime you have a team that is a young team that has a young quarterback and they're over 500, which you can count on your fingers, he's done a great job, and that's the only way you got to look at it. Is, you know, does he have the same ability as Jared Goff? No, but Goff also has a lot of talent surrounding him. But at the end of the day, you know, if the Bears keep on winning, they'll make the playoffs and win that division, and then his true test will be in the playoffs.
Now, here's the question of the hour. This Bears team, to me, reminds me of the Jaguars last year. The Jaguars last year, I think, were better than the Bears are this year, but my point is, the Jaguars overachieved big time.
Mm-hmm.
And are the Bears overachieving? Like, next year, are the Bears going to be the Jaguars? I don't think it's going to be as bad, but are they going to be in the playoffs again, or is this just a feel-good story for the 2018 NFL season?
Well, I mean, I think the Bears are winning the games they have to win. That's the bottom line. I mean, they've beaten the Packers. They've beaten. Have they even played Minnesota yet?
I don't know. They beat the Packers in the second game because they lost the opening game. Have they played the Packers twice yet? I don't think so.
No, I'm just saying they beat the Packers once. They've beaten.
Did they? Because they lost the opening week to the Packers.
No, they lost to the Packers.
That's what I thought.
Okay, that's what I meant. They lost to the Packers.
They lost to the Pats.
They lost to the Pats, and they lost to the Jets, right?
Did they? I don't
Didn't
remember.
the Jets come out? Oh, that was Detroit. But anyway, they're winning, and they lost to Miami in overtime.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're beating the teams that they should beat, even in their losses.
They could be 8-1.
They could be.
I mean, excuse me. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, all you can play are the teams on your schedule. Minnesota's been a very, very disappointing team so far. Green Bay's been very disappointing, and the Bears have taken full advantage of it. And that's a city that, if you have a good team, then they'll rally around you. And at times Soldier Field could be a tough place to play, but anytime you're 10 weeks in and you're sitting there at 6-3, I don't care what team you are. New England's 6-3. So
7-3.
7-3. But anyway, I think the Bears, it's their division to lose right now. It's more than halfway in, and I think they're 2 games up on second place team.
Yeah, we'll take a look at this.
So, whatever Trubisky's doing, whether he's throwing for 220 yards or 320 yards, he's not turning the ball over, and he's giving the defense. When you have a team like that with a great defense, you just got to let the defense do their thing, and all the offense has to do is control the clock, score when they're in the red zone, and not turn the ball over.
So, I thought that the Panthers are going to beat the Steelers last week. I think I might have said it would be a blowout, but I don't know if I said that. But I was wrong. Obviously, I was wrong. We did, but we both took the Panthers. EDP ended up taking the Steelers, but I was wrong about that. But here's what I was not wrong about, and I stated it. Now, did I know it was going to be like this? No, obviously not. But I did say it was going to be a blowout. Saints 51, Bengals 14. Now, Bengals fired the defensive coordinator. They hired Huey Lewis in the News, otherwise known as Hugh Davis. Was that his name? Huey Brown, the guy who just got fired from Cleveland. What's his name?
Oh, Hugh Jackson.
There we go. Hugh Jackson is a special assistant to Marvin Lewis. They hired him.
Oh, okay.
And he's probably going to be calling the offensive plays while Lewis deals with defense. But 51-14, it was 35-7 at the half. It was 45-7 after
I don't think anyone disagreed with your selection.
No, not the selection. I said it was going to be a blowout.
Oh, okay.
And it was. So, anyway, there it is. Updated news. Listen to this. This is an hour ago. Field Yates, the NFL has flexed the Week 13 game between the Chargers and Steelers to 8:20. An hour ago, the Rams game against the Chicago Bears has been flexed into the Sunday Night Football time slot. The game will kick off at 8:20, December 9th in Chicago. And that was from Lindsay Theory. And then Paul Gutierrez, the Raiders' Week 14 home game against the Steelers has been flexed out of the primetime spot that Sunday night. Oh, that is December 9th. Okay. So Raiders and Steelers out, Rams, Bears in, which obviously makes the most sense. Here's what doesn't make sense. And if you're Mike Smith, you might be on thin ice. Browns 28, Falcons 16. Unacceptable. You started 1-3. You battled to 4-4. Or 1-4, excuse me. You battled to 4-4. And trap game, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Matt Ryan, 2 touchdowns, 330 yards. But, they're not, like the Buccaneers. They're driving down the field, they're racking up yards, and they're not scoring any points. Chubb ran all over the Atlanta defense. La-di-da-di-da. Hold on one second. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, so, that's, I mean, look, Cleveland, good for them. Greg Williams, who nobody likes, but I'm happy for Cleveland at least. They're 3-6-1. Look, nobody expected this, and if you did, you're a liar, and if you did and you picked the Titans, you just picked them just to say, look who I knew all along, that type of scenario. Look, this Patriots team makes no sense. They lost to the Lions. They lost to the Titans. Those are the 2 teams they lost to, and Jacksonville is Jacksonville early in the year, fine, that was whatever. But this is interesting. You know, he's lost to two. You lost to Vrabel. You lost to Fat Matt Patricia and Paul Pascalones.
Yep.
Kevin Lewis. I'm exhausted. Dion Lewis stated after the game, that's what happens when you fucking go cheap, you get your ass kicked. I thought that was hilarious. I mean, look, I'm a Pats fan all day long, but I thought that was funny. Ryan was more, what's the word I'm looking for? Professional about it.
I think you got to give Tennessee a lot of credit here.
You do.
I think that they came to play, and whenever you're playing New England, whatever the team is going to play a little bit tougher because it's New England. They're going to play a little bit harder because New England's New England. They have a dynasty for the last, virtually 18 to 20 years. And a team like, a guy like Dion Lewis, okay? Now, with all due respect to the Patriots, they offered Dion Lewis an extension. He turned him down.
To get more money. That's to go.
So it's not like they just said, see you later. They wanted to re-sign him, and he said no. Now, the Patriots were the only team to give Dion Lewis a shot. And even after he tore his leg up, they stuck with him, and they gave him another shot. They still put the ball in his hands. So I don't like, I don't like the comments like that. I think he said it in the moment, but no one's ever left New England with a smile on their face. They always feel they're not getting the recognition. They don't think they feel as though they're wanted, blah, blah, blah. Everyone wants to be wanted in this, and then they go and re-sign with somebody else, and they can't wait to stick it back with New England, even though they were loyal to what was going on in New England. Now, with that being said, Belichick is Belichick because he makes these decisions, and, even though they didn't re-sign Dion Lewis or Malcolm Butler or Logan Ryan or all these other people, in the end they'll be a better team because they freed up some money and they really use it for other ways. But with that being said, give credit to Mike Vrabel, give credit to Marcus Mariota and the Titans defense, and I think Tennessee is such a bipolar team. That you don't know what you're getting. But at the end of the day, anytime you can beat New England, beat them up pretty good where it was never really a game, and do that, I think, it keeps them alive for a wild card spot, or maybe even winning that division. So I think it's not about how poorly New England played. I think it's as good that the Titans played.
All right, speaking of poorly play, Bortles didn't play that poorly, but they still lost. I picked the Colts last week. I was the only one who did, so good for me. Colts 4-5. They're in the playoff talk. Even at 4-5, I mean Tennessee is a wild card spot at 5-4. They're still only 2 games out of the division. Colts, Mike Reich or whatever's Frank Reich or whatever his name is, he's doing something down there. Good for him.
Well, they're 4-5. So we're 4-5.
They started out, I think, 0-3.
Okay. 1-3. Look, Jacksonville's terrible.
Yeah.
They've really, in my opinion, they are the biggest disappointment this season.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
You can make an argument for Philadelphia, but I think Jacksonville, with the momentum that they had, then before the season starts, NFL.com or NFL Network comes out with the top 100 players in the NFL, and 11 of them, count them, 11, are on the defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You would think that with that many guys that this was going to be a defense that, and I don't know what it was, whether they've given up or Doug Marrone has lost the team, but at the end of the day, they're a team that has failed with everybody coming back. Fournette's been a mess. He was injured at LSU, and now the injuries are following him to Jacksonville. So, Indianapolis, I mean, they have probably the biggest non-story of the year is how well Andrew Luck has played this year. I don't know what his stats are, but he's throwing for like 400 yards a game. So I think both of those teams, Indianapolis could theoretically, they're going to have to get to 10-6 in order to be at that last wild card spot, but, they're 2 games behind Tennessee.
No, they're two games behind Houston.
And you said they're 4-5.
Yeah, Tennessee's 5-4.
So they're two games behind.
No, they're a game behind Tennessee. Tennessee's 5-4. Indianapolis is 4-5. Houston's 6-3. Houston's leading the division, so they're 2 games behind Houston.
Tennessee.
Correct. Yeah. All right, Chiefs. I look -13.5 is what I had them in a parlay. Stupid of me because this shit usually happens. It was 20-7 at the half, but that was really it. I figured at 13 at the half. I just needed to outscore them by 1 frickin' point in the second half. That didn't happen. So 9-1 for the Chiefs. Yay! All right, Bills. Look, if I'm Todd Bowles, I'm going to put a gun to my head because at the end of the day, there's no excuse for this. But I thought I picked Buffalo. I said I don't know what's going to happen. I was wrong. I said 9-6 was going to be the game. But Matt Barkley's throwing it around the field like he's second coming of Kurt Warner out of the Arena League.
Yeah.
41-10. Poor Goldilocks Jennifer Lynn. 3-7.
What are their records now?
All 3-7.
And I said the Bills are better than the Jets, and I'm the only one that has said that. And no one said, you know what, you're probably right. But at worst case, you can say, what are they head to head? And right now, the head to head is the Bills 41 and the Jets 10. So I don't know what a better
28. It was 31-3 at the half.
It was a nightmare for the Bills. For the Jets. And if what's his name still is coaching the team, Bowles, at the end of this year, then if I'm a Jets fan, I never show up ever again because he's terrible.
Jets fans were leaving in the middle of the second quarter, from what I was hearing. No, seriously.
Wouldn't you?
Tampa Bay, yeah, I would be depressed and leave, yeah, absolutely. Tampa Bay piled up 501 total yards.
And they only scored 3 points.
3 points, and they set a record for the most yards with the least amount of points. Washington 16, Tampa 3. I'm Von Der Cutter. I'm trying to update my LinkedIn page.
He's done, and you got to give credit to the Redskins. I mean, that they don't play well on the road, and that's a whether or not anytime you beat another NFL team on the road, and then they're sitting atop the NFC East, and you figure the first team to 9 wins will probably win that division, and they got 6, right?
Yeah.
So the Washington Reds, don't get it confused. They're not world beaters at any shape, form, or fashion. They just came off a week of getting annihilated by the Falcons. But whoever wins that NFC East, probably won't be advancing in the playoffs. But it's still one thing to win the division.
Look, here's the deal. Chargers are 7-2. And they got an easy one against the Raiders. There's really not much to talk about here.
Well, I think you got look, like I always say about the Chargers, and maybe I've said it on the show or not, but they have no fan base, none whatsoever. They're sharing a city
except
with the Rams.
Johnson.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
But you got to give credit. That defense has really come out of nowhere. They started off slow this year. Anthony Lynn's done a hell of a job. When I follow that game, you can give. I think Melvin Gordon will be getting some MVP votes. This guy is silently been probably the second best running back in the league behind Gurley. Phillip Rivers, Keenan Allen. I mean, they've done a hell of a job. They're sitting there at 7-2, and I mean, if Kansas City doesn't have much room for error. But I still think they play Kansas City twice. If I'm correct, I don't know, but those 2 games are really going to dictate whoever wins that West. But both of those teams will be playoff teams. Both of those teams is not a team you want to play. Coming in, if you have a home game, you don't want to see the Chargers coming in because they got nothing to lose. And a team that's this good with no fan base whatsoever, that has nobody showing up to their games. And a city in San Diego that just said, we don't have enough fans to keep you here. And that says a lot about, Phillip Rivers. He's always been given a hard time. He's not a leader, but he's done a great job this year. He's not turning the ball over. Phillip Rivers is notorious for always throwing 15 to 18 interceptions, and he's not doing that this year. The running game's been excellent. So the Chargers are a team that you got to watch out for.
Well, the Packers beat up on the Dolphins. Adam Gase is tiptoeing around the eggshells here at 5-5. They started out 4-1, didn't they not?
Yeah.
3-0 at least. 3-0
3-0, yeah.
So anyway, Seahawks made it a game. It was close, a lot closer than everybody thought. I think. Well, yeah, they were up 17. The Rams were up 17-14 at halftime. And then it was 21-20 Seahawks going into the fourth.
No, the Seahawks were up before that. They
were up 14-7 after one, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. But, you know, at half it was what it was, and then Seahawks are going into the fourth with a lead. They fell short. You know, Gurley's MVP of the league this season. Well, either him or Mahomes. Yeah, it's those two. There's no...
Well, they play each other this week.
Yeah, it's going to be one hell of a game.
And that game was scheduled to be
for Mexico City. Monday night's now in L.A. because of the field conditions,
Yeah.
All right, Cowboys. Big, huge win over the Eagles.
Yep.
EDP picked them, I think, because he just figured the Eagles would lose. Didn't matter who they were playing. They could have been playing fucking the West Roxbury High School Raiders.
Yeah.
And he picked the West Roxbury High School Raiders with Coach Syberts.
Yeah.
But anyway, 27-20 on Sunday night, and then Monday night, everybody told me to take it. Slim Shill told me to bet this. I didn't want to listen.
I told you.
And you did
Giants,
too. You Giants plus 3. Yeah, I didn't touch it though. I didn't touch it.
He wasn't willing to listen.
Wasn't willing to listen. I didn't think there'd be a way that would happen. Mullins had an okay game. Breda there, 101 yards rushing. But they lost. You know, they lost at home to the Giants. So Odell Beckham said, "I believe we can win 8 in a row to make the playoffs," and he's one win into that. So anyway, that is last week's games. This week. Against the spread, I went 6-8. You went 8-6. So the updated standings for the spread are as follows. I am now 64-64-4. You are 65-63-4. So you now have a game lead on me. And it's time for the Daw's favorite jingle.
The standings.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's go into week 11.
Are you doing the comments from the deal?
Comments from the deal. You mean from the standings?
No, the from the message.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I have you here.
Yeah, right.
Completely forgot about that. Obviously, I'm a donkey there. So let's go to the show, and you know. Let's see what people comment on. I got some comments here though. Goldilocks didn't like my my boyfriend remark on Sam Darnold. I'll tell you what she had to say from what I can remember here. But let's go right to the show. And thanks guys for watching. You know, viewership hasn't dropped, which is cool. I mean, it did for like the first episode, but that was expected. But we're still, you know, hey guys, appreciate you watching this. But let's go right into this. Ready, EDP? Ready, Mclovein? All right.
Well, EDP is second on the show.
Yeah, that
I don't even get credit enough.
Right.
I used to be fantasy football with Mclovein, so I was first on the show.
Yeah. I'm not even there. I'm not even on the show. It's him and you. I'm not even in the.
He's on the show. I understand why he's second because you know he can bring a lot of viewers here, and I understand it's about the bottom line. Obviously, it's not about loyalty because if it was about loyalty, it would be with Mclovein and EDP. But it's with EDP and Mclovein, so I'm an and I'm third. And you would think that after sitting here with this
No,
guy,
you're second in the intro though. He's third in the intro. In the introduction to the show.
But it's the name of the show.
It's the name of the show. I'm not even in the show.
But it's your show.
Yeah, but my name's not even on the
It's
title.
your channel. I'm just saying.
Oh, it's my channel, but
it's your channel and your show.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you're in it or not. I'm still behind a guy that all he does is call in and swear.
Vadix99, Andy, just a heads up, Hector Flores. It's like you're basically making it seem like you're behind the guy that sweeps the leaves out of the driveway.
Basically.
Andy, just a heads up, Hector Flores put his picks in after kickoff back in week 7. He's long since disqualified. I realized that during the show. Carlos Ruiz asks, why doesn't Mclovein love that great jingle? And he put an unhappy
I
face.
do.
Yeah, but you said it was Daw's favorite jingle, not
It
yours.
is Daw's, but I never said I didn't like it.
That's true. All right, now let's see what we got. Let's see here. We got more. What's this? Here we technical difficulties here. All right, here we go. Matt Weeks, I think the Panthers getting blown out by the Steelers to start the week 10, 52-21 was my shocker game so far. And honestly, you guys deserve more subs and views. Keep up the great work. Hey, man, appreciate
Thank you.
Pretty cool. Unlike the Morning Men, where Evan Cohen seems like he's distraught, not distraught, he's inconvenienced by having to answer a phone call. Oh, so I just want to punch Evan Cohen.
I don't even know why you listen to that shit.
All right, man they simply call Julio says, he meant to say autist, I think it's a meme. CV Gunn stupidly picked the... CV Gunn had a couple of whoopsie daisies this week. CV Gunn picked the Vikings. The Vikings had a bye week. Okay,
Come on.
He called himself out and said, lots of laughs, Vikings, I'm such a dumbass. 3 days later he looked. And then he says, in the game of the motherfucking week, he's picking the Jets. So, poor CV Gunn.
Why does everyone love the Jets over the Bills?
Hector Flores, Vadix99 says you were eliminated already. Dustin PJ Wallace, thanks for checking out the huddle. It means a lot. And you responded with, you got it anytime. Jennifer Lynn, I want a Josh Rosen or, hold on one sec. Jennifer Lynn says, I want a Josh Rosen or A.J. McCarron, future franchise quarterbacks, not Sam Darnold.
No. Well, Jennifer, I respect what you, but Sam Darnold is the best quarterback. He will be the best quarterback of this draft. I think the Jets did the right thing. And
better than Mayfield.
Yes.
All right. Dan McLean agrees, I believe. I just read the first sentence. Jennifer Lynn, I don't think Rosen or McCarron are going to be any better than Darnold. Remember how bad Peyton Manning's rookie year was? Not saying he's going to be that good. Well, he says not saying he's going to be that good, but give him some time. I think he's capable of being a solid quarterback. Andy Hensley, is it too late to join? Vadix99 says you made it before kickoff, but it's the 10th week, so there's not much point. Andy Hensley says at Vadix99, yeah, I didn't know if it was a weekly thing or what. It is a weekly thing, so it is too late to join, but gear up for next season. Remember the channel, because again, you could be winning gift cards like everyone else. Dustin P.J. Wallace, by the way, who is D. Cleater? Laugh my ass off.
I responded that.
Or did I hear the name wrong? Yeah. You said the D. Cleater was when his block took the guy's cleats off the ground. Dustin says, I feel like a dumbass, laugh my ass off. I was searching for a player named Deet Cleater. D-E-E-T-C-L-E-A-D-E-R.
No, it's a... I'm sorry, I should have... It's a jargon. It's a football jargon is when you have such a perfect block with the momentum going that the guy's comes all the way off his feet, all the way, the cleats come off the ground, and he's in the air, and he falls down.
Amazement717 says, Dustin P.J. Wallace, lots of laughs, it's okay. It could have been worse, like looking for a player named Jockstrap or something. Dennis Ramirez put his picks in, and Dan McLean says 40 points total. Weren't you eliminated from this? Dennis Ramirez says, Dan McLean, eliminated, what the fuck you talking about? Mind your business, bro. I've been doing this with Andy for a minute and have won until he tells me I am. Mind your business. Didn't mean to put down 40 points. Dennis Ramirez, I think at one point you were disqualified based on the fact that you missed a week. If you can prove that you didn't, then we'll talk. Stephen Wolf, again, put his picks in. And he said was 9-4 in week 9. Vadix99, again, nobody gives a flying fuck. Your comments don't mean shit. You're not in the standings. Dan McLean says at Vadix99, does he not realize that he has been eliminated or something? What the fuck? Boy got eliminated. Last one of the day. There were 11 replies to this. I haven't even looked, so let's see what happens. Boy puts his picks in.
Who?
That Boy, B-O-I.
Oh.
Put his picks in. Vadix99, 2 hours late, DQ, 2 likes. Boy99 says Vadix99, pussy boy. Ed Vadix99 says that Boy left my ass up, cry all you want, but you're disqualified. Boy says Ed Vadix99, that's fine, have fun at the bottom. Vadix99 says that Boy, that lame one-liner would have been more merit if I were at the bottom. It must suck to lack the mental capacity to follow simple directions. Dan McLean chimes in. I sent some serious salt here. I'll laugh my ass off. If I was near the top and I'd already won 6 gift cards, I would make it my first priority to get my picks in on time. Sucks for you, Flava Flav, Boy. Boy, in response, says at Dan McLean, Boy, if you don't get your Jonah Hill looking ass out of here. Vadix99 says that Boy, laugh my ass off. Who writes your material? Boy then says that Vadix99, your mother. Vadix99 then says that Boy, are you an autistic 10-year-old? Jake Wallinger, guy never heard of.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, like the Kool-Aid guy, knocking down the wall on Family Guy. At Vax99, how about all 3 of you do like the Ferris wheel and take turns sucking me off on my nuts and long cock, bitches? Suck this. Wow. All you can keep sucking this all day long. All 3 are fucking losers. I don't know where Jake Wallinger comes in, but again, that's that. Those are the comments. So
nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Family fun time.
Family fun pack. Yeah. All right, week 11. Let's go right on into this. By the way, somebody went 11-3 last week. I don't know who. but you'll see it in the standings before. So sorry, but I did put you in bold for the best record of the week, and there are a couple of people who won 7 gift cards that are still in the running. 3 people got knocked off though: Boy, Noah, and Matt something or other. So they're done. But let's go into Thursday's spread. Let's see what we got going on here. So we got Thursday. We got Packers 4-4-1, 0-4 on the road, going into Seattle. 4-5, 1-2 at home. Seattle favored by 2.5.
Seattle.
I agree. Seattle. Okay. Sunday, we got the Dallas Cowboys 4-5, 1-4 on the road, going into Atlanta 4-5, 3-2 at home. Big game for both teams. Atlanta at home favored by 3.5.
Dallas plus 3.5.
I'm taking Atlanta. Carolina 6-3, 1-3 on the road, going into Detroit to face Fat Matt Patricia and Paul Pascalonis. 3-6, 2-2 at home, and Carolina favored by 4.
Oh, this is a tough one. You gotta figure Detroit's gonna bounce back at some point in time. Carolina's coming off a terrible loss. Carolina -4.
I agree. Tennessee, after a huge win over the Pats, 5-4, 2-3 on the road, going into Indy. 4-5, 2-2 at home. Indy favored by 2.5. This is a big game. Taking Indy.
All day.
I'm taking Indy.
This is a layup.
All right, you called it. It's a layup.
Yes.
So Tennessee plus 2.5.
Yes.
Layup.
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 As easy as 1, 2, 3, ABC.
ABC 1, 2, 3. You and me.
Tampa Bay 3-6, 1-4 on the road, going in to face the New York Football Giants. Schilling for real. 2-7, 0-4 at home. Giants are favored by 1.5.
Giants -1.5.
Taking Tampa.
Oh.
Wow. Houston 6-3, 3-2 on the road, going in to face Washington 6-3, 3-2 at home. Houston favored by 3.
Washington +3.
Taking Houston. Pittsburgh 6-2-1, 3-0-1 on the road, going in to face Jacksonville 3-6, 2-3 at home. Pittsburgh favored by 5.5.
Pittsburgh -5.5.
Taking Jacksonville. Plus the point C. Cincinnati 5-4, 2-2 on the road, going in to face 4-5, 2-2 at home. No line on this as of yet. So we're just going to do a pick 'em at 3. Let's say Baltimore -3 at this point. That's what we're going to do for this one game. Because it's blank, and so if we're going to do the spread -3, that's how we'll do this.
Who's hurt for Cincinnati?
I have no idea.
Cincinnati +3.
This is... Ooh. Cincinnati got mauled. Detroit, they're playing... Do they care about John Harbaugh? Who knows? I'm taking Baltimore, and it's going to burn me. All right, 405. Oakland Raiders 1-8, 0-4 on the road. Oh, this is the game of the fucking week.
I know.
Going into Arizona to face the Phoenix Cardinals. 2-7, 1-4 at home. I was being a jackass, obviously. Arizona favored by 5.5. That's how bad
Arizona
the Raiders
-5.5.
I gotta take
Oakland's not winning a game ever.
That's true. That could be. Yeah.
No.
Well, you think Arizona has no offense?
It doesn't matter.
I think Oakland will cover the 5.5.
Oh, that's what I'm calling in.
No, we don't have time. We don't have time for him today. Denver 3-6, 1-3 on the road, going in to face the Chargers 7-2, 3-1 at home. Chargers favored by 7.
Chargers -7.
Agree. 425 game. Eagles 4-5. This is going to be another blowout. Eagles 4-5, 2-2 on the road, going in to face New Orleans 8-1, 3-1 at home. New Orleans favored by 8.
Philly +8.
Taking New Orleans. Sunday night's game got flexed in. We got Minnesota 5-3-1, 2-1-1 on the road, going in to face the Bears 6-3, 4-1 at home. Huge divisional matchup. Chicago favored by 2.5.
Minnesota +2.5.
Taking the Bears. And then Monday night's game of the fucking week. This is a real game of the week, folks.
Yeah.
Chiefs 9-1. This is Leo's pastrami fries. This is Domino's and Papa John's.
Yep.
You know the drill. Subway, eat fresh.
Sure.
All right, you got 2 in a package from Family Dollar.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, 9-1, 4-1 on the road. And if it's you, just water. or the 0 calorie deal. 9-1 against the Rams. 9-1, 5-0 at home. Rams favored by 3.5.
Rams minus 3.5.
Taking Kansas City. Wow, this is going to be huge. We got how many games do we have different here?
Probably 5
we
or
got
6.
1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, we got 5, we got 6, we got 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of the, what, 14? 1, 2, 13 games. Anyway, all right, it's time for Da's favorite time. And that's the drill. So let's see where he is. Up there he was. Here he is. All right. By the way, breaking news.
Yeah, what's up, man? What's going on?
What's happening, man? Hey, real quick, there was breaking news here. Adam Schefter, 2 hours ago. Dolphins signed former Cowboys and Raiders wide receiver Bryce Butler. Okay, so there you go.
Bryce who?
Bryce Butler, not to be confused with Malcolm Butler, not to be confused with Butler O'Harrison. All right, listen, EDP, you beat Mclovein again last week. Me and you tied again. We both went 9-4, and Mclovein went. We both went 9-5, and Mclovein went 8-6. So great job, EDP. You're out of the hole there, over 500 for the season. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into week 11. So you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
All right, man. All right, here we go. First game of the week. Green Bay's going into Seattle. Who do you got?
Green Bay.
Seattle.
I'm also taking No, I'm taking Seattle. All right, next up we got. Yeah, we took Seattle. Okay, next up we got Dallas going into Atlanta.
Dallas.
Taking Atlanta also. McLovin's taking Dallas. Next game, Carolina going in to face Detroit and Paul Pascalone's.
Carolina.
Yeah, we all have Carolina. Next up, we have Tennessee going in to face Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Tennessee.
Me and you, EDP, are taking Indy. McLovin's taking Tennessee because he's the only 10 we see. Next up, we got Tampa Bay going in to face the Giants.
Giants.
I'm taking Tampa. Next up, we got Houston going in to face Washington.
Washington.
Taking Houston. Next up, we got Pittsburgh going in to face Jacksonville.
Pittsburgh.
All right, we all agree there. Cincinnati going in to face Baltimore.
Cincinnati.
Me and you, EDP, are taking Baltimore. McLovin's taking Cincinnati. Next up, we got the Raiders going in to face the Cardinals in the game of the week.
Yeah, fuck out of here. I'll take the fucking
Cardinals.
All right, we all have Arizona, but I'm taking Oakland plus the points. All right, next game, we got Denver going in to face the Los Angeles Chargers of Anaheim.
Chargers.
All right, we all have the Chargers. Next up, we got your Eagles going in to face the New Orleans Saints, and the Saints will be marching all over the field.
1 by 1. Saints.
All right, EDP is saying New Orleans is only going to win by 1. That's what McLovin's saying.
What?
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
I thought that's what you just said. They'll win by 1.
No.
Oh, 1 by 1. Is that what you said?
They're marching
1 by 1. Okay, never mind. I misheard what he said.
To jump all over these things so we can make it the focal point of next week's show.
I got the Saints beating our fucking ass 100-6.
Yep, that's what he posted a video on that too. 100-6. Yeah. Vikings going in to face the Bears Sunday night. What do you think?
Bears.
Vikings.
I'm also taking the Bears, EDP. Me and you are on the same page this week. McLovin's taking the Vikings. And then here we go. In all honesty, this really is the game of the week. It's probably the game of the season. We got the 9-1 Kansas City Chiefs going in to face the 9-1 LA Rams in LA because it got moved out of Mexico City because the field's a pile of shit. So the Rams get their home game back. Who do you think's going to win? Kansas City or Los Angeles?
I'm taking Kansas City because the Rams are nothing but fucking frauds.
I'm taking Kansas City also. And
Rams.
He's taking the Rams. EDP, thanks a lot for being on the show as always.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me on, dude.
Yeah, and this week we have the Bills, the Browns, the Dolphins, the Pats, the Jets, and the 49ers all have byes. All right, EDP, thanks for coming.
See ya.
No problem, man. Thank you.
All right, man. All right, guys, and week 11's done.
See ya.
See ya.